Hey guys, so today's video is going to be Best of Beauty 2020. I decided to only include makeup and it didn't break, so that's good. Is that a sign that 2021 is going to be a good year for me? I really hope. All of my makeup I have like stuffed in this little travel makeup bag and I keep it on my counter. So whenever I get ready, I'll just pick and choose from things in here, and I just find it's a lot easier that way to have everything all in one place. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below and let me know what your favorites were from last year too. All right, let's get started. Side note, again, I said this last time, I'm gonna say it again. My hair is a little bit crusty and dusty because I'm trying to grow it out, so I haven't been using heat on it. I've been trying to like do different heatless hairstyles when I get out of the shower so that I can have, you know, different textures to play around with. My hair actually is naturally curly, for those of you who have followed me since the beginning. And I like to have it curly, but I also like to try out like, you know, wavy. Like I had it in a braid last night and that's how I got it like this. I've been trying like rods to curl my hair and have it like big loose waves, which has worked really well. I've tried the bathrobe method. Like I've been going to town with different methods for my hair. So I'm planning on doing so many videos in this new year about hair care because I am trying to grow my hair out this year. So anyway, those will be separate videos. But today we're going to talk about makeup. I don't use all this stuff on a daily basis. This is just kind of like everything I've combined together from my natural makeup days to my everyday makeup days and then to my glam makeup days. It's just like all of it's combined in this one bag. So what I'm gonna do is show you guys what I like to use from start to finish. So what I start my makeup routine with to what I end it with. I feel like that's just easier and keeps it a little bit more organized. So the first thing is eyebrows, and I do have a video up from a few months ago of my eyebrow routine, and I still do the exact same thing, which is to start out first with the 24-hour brow setter from Benefit Cosmetics. I have not found one that works as well as this does, and basically it's just this little comb with a clear gel on it and you brush it through the brow hairs, but as I'm brushing them upwards, I push them down with my finger so it lays the brows flat on my face and then it kind of gives them a little bit more length and bushiness and volume to work with so they don't look so thin. Then I'll go in with the Benefit Ka-Brow in 3.5. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with this guy right here. I love the color. It's like a taupey dark brown, not too warm. I feel like it matches well with my darker hair color, and I just use a little brush that comes with it and I'll shape out my brows with this as best as I can, and then I'll go through and kind of finish things out with these two brow blades from Urban Decay. The first one is in Brown Sugar and I use just the ink, not the other side, and I'll make sure I like really define my brow with Brown Sugar, which is a little lighter, and then Dark Drapes, the darker one, I'll just focus on individual tiny little hairs that I need to make a little bit more defined. Next thing I do, if I'm doing a glam look like I did today, like I would consider this glam, even though a few years ago this would have been considered every day. But this is how I do my makeup when I'm, you know, filming or I just want to be like a little extra. When I'm doing that, I will use this as my eyeshadow primer. It's called the Pro Primer HD High Definition from LA Girl. And I've had this for a while and I can't stop using it. It's so good. It's like this creamy little shadow stick in a nude color that matches my eyelids so perfectly. I'll apply this all over my eye from the lash line to the brow bone and then blend it in with my fingertip and I'm good to go. I can start going in with my shadows and they just stay all day. They never crease. Like it makes them last so long. So for the eyeshadows, I have two different ones that I love to go in with, two different palettes. If I'm going for a more taupey, sultry glam look like today, I'll use the Modern Renaissance from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I know this is so old, but you know, when you find a good palette, you know, you're just gonna keep using it. Like that's how I am. I have favorites and I'll use them for years. Another one is the Bronzed AF eyeshadow palette from Catrice. This is the collaboration with Iman. And this one is so good for natural everyday makeup days where I'm just trying to do something warm, but not too much. Like they really go well with my natural skin tone colors. And my most used are Fairfax, which is the lightest vanilla shade. I'll put that on the lid, and then I'll go in with Sweetser and a little tiny bit of this black shade on the outer corners. And I actually use my fingertips to put these on. And I actually don't use a primer for these. I'll just go in with my finger and like be done with it. And it looks so natural and it lasts all day even without the primer. Next up are eyeliners. I'm obsessed. I always have like 5 of them with me. Not literally with me, but like in my travel makeup bag. I like to have options. I don't know why, but I just feel like you can't have enough of them. So I'm gonna show you guys my favorites that I kind of switch between. There isn't any that I love more than the other. They're all pretty similar. So the first one is the Essence Super Precise Eyeliner. This is actually, I ran out of it. There's nothing left. I want to get a new one because I think it's only like $1, possibly. Very cheap. And this is one of those ink eyeliners. So it has a little felt tip. This is probably, I'd say, the easiest to use because it just glides so well on the eyelid. Like it doesn't skip. And I can get my line just so tiny and thin and precise. Then these others are ink pens, which is a little bit different because this one, since it's like a liquid, I feel like it is a lot easier to use and faster to use. These are slightly more difficult, but they have great lasting power, whereas this one might come off, you know, if I sleep in it. These definitely don't. Like I can wear these through a damn war and they'll still be on my eye. I'd say the most longest lasting one is the Urban Decay Perversion. This is really good, dark black formula. Then I also love the OFRA Liquid Liner Verified. I'd say this comes in close second to lasting power. It also is a very dark black formula and easy to use. Then for my brown liners, I like to use the Lady Gaga House Laboratories in Whiskey. I got it in a BoxyCharm, I think, and ever since I received it, I couldn't stop using it for those like natural liner days where you want your eyes to look elongated but not too dramatic of a look. This is so good. I love this color. It's like the perfect light brown. And if you have hazel eyes or green eyes, I feel like it really makes them pop. I also love this Il Makiage Glitter Eyeliner Pencil in Earth. And this is what I use every time when I'm doing this taupe eyeshadow look. And I'll use it on the lower lash line and the top lash line and just like really smoke it out on the lower lash line. It's so good for smoking out because it's a nice creamy formula. It also has a little bit of sparkle in it too, so it kind of gives that extra enhancement and makes the eyes just really pop. So love this. You guys know that I am a mascara fanatic since I haven't worn lashes this whole past year, and I plan to keep it that way for this coming year. I've really learned to love the way that I look without them, and I think it's because I've found such a good technique or way of applying my mascaras to where I can be happy with the way that it looks. So my routine is very simple. I actually just uploaded a Maybelline First Impressions of the Sky High mascara. And I will link that up above, but in that video I show you guys exactly how I like to apply mascara. So the first thing I'll do is use a lash curler. This one's from Shui Mora. I also like the Tweezerman one as well, and there's one from Per Cosmetics that's good too. Is it Per? Or is it another one that starts with a P? I think so. Then I'll go in with a lash primer. My all-time favorite is definitely the L'Oreal Lancome Stills Booster XL. I think it has fibers in it, so it just really helps to elongate the lashes and gives them like a nice thickness. Also, I've noticed that my lashes have grown a lot since using this. Definitely pick this one up. But if you want a drugstore alternative to it that works very similarly, definitely try the Voluminous Lash Paradise Primer. The only thing is I don't know if it helps my lashes to grow because I've only used it for a month. But I was really shocked when I used it because it really does work so similarly. The only thing is that I feel like a lot more product comes out, so you have to be kind of careful that it doesn't get too goopy, if you know what I mean, you know, like too chunky. With that, I will either use the L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara, which, is it in here? Yeah, oops, I forgot it. L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara, I love, so good. or I will go in with the Maybelline Sky High Mascara. You guys already saw my thoughts on this in the last video. Makes your lashes so long. And I'd say out of all the mascaras I'm showing you guys right now, that one holds the most on your lashes for the longest time. I can wear that sleeping in it for like 2-3 days. I know that's gross. No one really does that, but I do that. And I'll wake up in the morning, my lashes are still like boom, like bam. You know, like I just did them. It's crazy. And then I'll go to sleep again the second day, wake up, bam, my lashes look just the same. Like, unless you go to take it off, your lashes are gonna stay like that forever. So also a question about how to take that off, the Maybelline one. I think some people were having some issues with that. Actually, what I do is when it is time to like take off my makeup, it's usually a day where I'm doing like a full body, full hair shower, and the steam from the shower will get into the lashes and kind of make them a little bit soft. I'll do like a light rub of them in the shower, and then I'll get out and use a makeup wipe or a towel with some makeup remover in it, and I'll wipe it off, and it just comes off so easily that way, rather than just going straight into the bathroom and trying to take it off with a wipe. Like, you need that moisture from the steam of the shower to really loosen up the mascara on your lashes, and it works perfectly. So try that out, try that technique if you guys ever have issues taking off your mascara. But the other ones I really like are Urban Decay Lash Freak. This one, it comes out very thick, so you have to be careful with how you apply it, but it makes the lashes so thick. Like, if you don't like that really thin, spiky, spidery look, try this and just put it on your lashes like as a second coat, not a first coat, as like a second coat type of mascara. Like, use a different mascara first and then this one second for the second coat, and it literally like plumps them up like no other. Like, if I really want to look like I'm wearing false lashes, using this as the second coat mascara is just insane. Try that out. Then my all-time favorite for the whole year, most consistent mascara that I have used is the Lancome Hypnose Drama. It's just my baby. It is so good. I think this is like a special edition one because it's silver, but oh, it's perfect. It makes my lashes just so perfect every time. It's so reliable, and I love it. All right, so we're gonna move on to face, because I think that's what I use next after my eyes. Yeah. So I will go in with my skincare routine, and then I'll put a primer on. These two are favorites of mine. I think they're pretty similar, actually, the way they feel. I'd say this one's just a little bit more hydrating, and bonus, it smells amazing. This is the Ciat London Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. It really is so good at giving your skin nice moisture before you put on your makeup, so that way it goes on so smoothly and it looks flawless. I'd say this is definitely my go-to for months where it's a little colder, or I notice that the humidity here in Florida isn't as strong as it usually is. Then I love the IT Cosmetics Oil-Free Primer because it does help my makeup last all day. This is usually the one I'll go to if I'm gonna do more of like a heavier makeup look, or if it's really humid out and I wanna make sure that I'm not gonna get oily throughout the day. And because it is oil-free, I notice that it does not break me out, which is so, so important. So definitely give this a go if you guys have sensitive skin and you want your makeup to last a long time, especially in the summer. I only have 3 favorite foundations, and I use them all for totally different things. So the first one that I use is one that's sort of like a serum foundation. It is very, very full coverage, but because it's so serum-y, I feel like it works really well in those no makeup days where I just want to cover a little bit of redness here and there. Like, I don't put this all over my face. I will literally do one dot of this, one dot on the back of my hand, and use my finger to blend it in on certain spots of my face that are just like a little bit red, like my nose or any little acne spots, and just the color's perfect. It blends in seamlessly to my skin, and it looks like I'm not wearing anything on my face at all. And it is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation in Bisque Medium. So that's for natural days. Definitely expensive, but I believe I got it when it was on sale. So make sure you look out for the sales. And then I have the Too Faced Born This Way Foundation, the Undetectable Medium to Full Coverage in Warm Nude. This is what I have on right now, and this is what I use on days where I go more glam and I want my makeup to like last all day and look flawless and be photo proof. Yeah. So this has definitely been a go-to of mine for a while, like for years. It's so good. It's very full coverage. To me, it is full coverage compared to like my natural routines that I've been doing most of the year. So I'll just use a sponge like this to put it on instead of my finger. This is from Real Techniques. Then lastly is this one here, which I'll use on my everyday makeup days when I want something in between natural and glam, you know, just like something that covers really well, but doesn't look cakey like I'm wearing too much. This is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin in R330. It is slightly too dark for me, so I actually ordered 260 Pink Beige to try out for my winter color, because I'm looking a little pale these days. This is so good for in the summer, and I've used this so many times on my channel. I never knew that I could love a powder foundation so much. It doesn't make me feel dry, which is weird because I do have dry spots on my face. I'm kind of combo. I have some spots that are oily, some that are so dry that they peel like randomly for no reason, even though I moisturize my face every day. Doesn't make sense. But this is a great foundation because I feel like it doesn't matter what your skin type is, it looks so flawless. It really smooths out the pores, so it gives you a poreless look, very smooth, very blendable. It looks natural, like you're not wearing much foundation at all. Very reliable one for me, and this is actually the second one I've gone through this year. So that goes to show you how much I use it. Most used concealers are, first, I really love this from Laura Mercier. It is the Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear in 2N because it has this like really beautiful brightening effect. It's sort of, I mean, it's not super full coverage, but it looks very luminous underneath the eyes. So this is great for if you're trying to do, honestly, any type of look, from natural all the way to glam. Like it makes the under eyes look so beautiful. The ColourPop Pretty Fresh, this one's so good if you have dry under eyes. I used the crap out of this and ran out of it and need to order another one. I have in the shade 60N Light, and I'd say out of all the foundations or all the concealers I've ever used, this one was my favorite color. It just matched me so well, and I haven't been able to find one that matches me as well as this does. I'd say it's pretty decently medium to full buildable coverage, but what I loved about it was just the fact that it was so moisturizing and hydrating under my eyes, but like I didn't have to set it, even though it was so hydrating. It never got greasy. It just sinks right in and it feels so damn good. The Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin is great, but it is very thick and cakey in full coverage, so I only use like the tiniest little dot of this under both eyes. And actually when you pull it out, so much comes out, it's insane. So you really have to like rub it off first before you even go in and do the dots that I do. But I have it in 3.1, and I was sent this in PR, and it's just a little too dark for me. So what I do is actually mix it with this, which kind of, what's the word? It kind of makes it a little bit more liquidy instead of so cakey. Like it really, oh, I can't think of the word right now. But this is the Maybelline Fit Me in 10 Fair, and this is a little too light for me. So when I mix these two together, it's like a perfect match for under my eyes. And this is probably the one that I've been using the most recently, just because my ColourPop one ran out and I'm like trying to find a substitute. But yeah, this is really good. The Makeup Forever, if you're looking for super full coverage. And then I'd say the Maybelline one is good for more like natural everyday makeup because it is sort of a thinner formula. Thin it out, that's what I was thinking, to thin it out. Only 2 setting powders. If I'm doing glam like this, I'll use the Peach Perfect from Too Faced. It smells really good. I love that it has a sort of pinkish tone to it, so it kind of neutralizes out my yellowness because I'm pretty yellow. And it looks very soft and not too mattifying. You know, it has like a softer look to it, which I love. And then I also like the Maybelline Fit Me in 120 Classic Ivory. This is what I use on everyday makeup days where I want a little bit of setting, you know, but nothing too crazy. So I have this bronzer here to show you guys. This was my favorite. This is what I used the entire year. Now, the thing that sucks about it is that I had dropped it and broke it. So it's completely crumbled inside. This was limited edition. It's the Too Faced Sun Puppy bronzer, but this was so good because it was the perfect like rosy bronze color, some like pinkish toned. The bronzers that I love have sort of like a reddish pinky tone to them. I've been trying to find a dupe for it. I was able to find this one, which I think is a really close drugstore dupe. It is a little bit more warm yellow toned than this one was. But so far this is the closest dupe I've been able to find, and I love that it's so cheap. It smells good like coconuts. It's the Essence Sun Club Luminous Bronzing Powder in medium tone, and I love that it gives the skin a luminous look too. Like, I don't like using bronzers that are all matte. I like to make the skin have a nice like glow to it. So this one's been really nice to use as a cheaper alternative while I'm on the lookout for something that matches it a little bit more closely. But I feel like that's something that a lot of people break out a lot from, is bronzers, and those two I have not had any issues with. For blush, I'm honestly a Benefit gal. I just love Benefit the most when it comes to blushes. The one that I use the most this year is the Benefit Dandelion, and I actually use this every single day, even if I'm not wearing any makeup at all, just because I love that like flush of color on my cheeks. It looks so pretty and natural. This is my favorite color ever. It's a super light pink shade, and I will use a brush like this to go in and just buff it on the cheeks and a little bit on the nose too, and it's just that perfect like flush of color. And this is Benefit Dandelion. I don't know if I said that already. I also like California because it's more corally and it has some sparkle in it, but with this one I don't use it on its own. I'll actually mix it with this, which is what I did today for my cheeks. For highlight, I've only used two things. So my favorite to use and most used has been this combination, which is the E.L.F. Booster Drops with the Kokie Cosmetics Liquid Highlights in Superstar. So what I'll do is mix a little bit of this drops on my hand, and then I'll put in a tiny drop of this, mix them together, and put them over my cheekbones, a little bit in the center of the forehead, down the nose, cupid's bow, chin, brow bone, and this will be my very last step. So even after I've already done foundation, concealer, setting powder, all of that, I will use this last. So I know some of you are like scared, like what the heck, why are you putting a liquid on your face after you just powdered it down? But I don't know why, but it works and it makes it look so dewy and glowy, and it doesn't separate the foundation at all, and it gives that nice like lit from within look rather than super cakey like stark white highlighter, which I hate that look. But yeah, it just blends right in. I'll use my fingertip to do it. Otherwise, I think if I used a brush, it wouldn't work as well, and I think a beauty blender would separate the foundation. So use your finger, that's the trick. And yeah, it gives a beautiful, nice glow. And then if I want a little something extra, a little bit more glow, I'll use the Glover Puppy Love Highlighter from Too Faced, which I think is also limited edition. It's so good. It's like a beautiful champagne color, and it always looks very natural. I don't know if you guys can see that. I love it so much. It's a perfect color. When it comes to highlights, I really only go for champagne, like neutral shades. I don't like them to be too cool toned or too warm toned. I like something just pretty much champagne. And that's my go-to. Because that way I can wear it with any eye look, any lip look, any cheek look that I do. It'll just go with everything. And then lastly are lip products. My most used are the Strawberry Chapstick, and then I also really like this Burt's Bees one in Peony. It has a little bit of shimmer in it, so it gives a nice color to the lips while still moisturizing them, and that's what I have on today. I also really still love these Too Faced lipsticks. I can't remember what they're called, but they look like this, and I have Birthday Suit and Strip Search, and I'll like mix the two for a nice nude lip. If you're ever seeing me wearing a nude lip, it's probably one of those two. For lip liners, I think the best are from E.L.F. and NYX. This one is the Nabela Noor collaboration, and it's like the most perfect nudish pink. I've had it for a while, and I just keep using it over and over again because it has that color that matches my lips so closely, but it's slightly darker, so that I can give a very natural, slightly overlined look to my lips. This is kind of like the same thing what I do with this from NYX, NYX, the lip pencil in Natural. So that is everything makeup wise that I loved in 2020. I do have a skincare routine video, and my products that I use are actually still pretty similar to that, so go check that out. Yeah, actually I use the same exact stuff. Okay, so yeah, check out that video for skincare. And yeah, that's it guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what your favorites were for 2020, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.